What's up? I'm Grizz. Welcome for episode 2 of Dead Mountain Death Play. Had a fun time, I'd say, with the intro and the first episode, and excited, I guess, to see kind of where else this goes. I am concerned, as I've said with other series before. I don't know how much there really is going to be for me to speak on this, considering the first episode tends to be something that I have a bit more to say as I'm kind of exploring and just jumping into the world of what's going on. And that one, I really didn't have that much to say. Could have been because I didn't think I understood it in full, but, you know, we'll figure it out from here. So my continuation of it will basically determine, I guess, how much I feel like I might have to say, or if I'm just enjoying it a ton and I want to continue it regardless. So we'll have to go from there. So we'll see what they decide to do here with episode 2 now that we are in, I guess, present day and future kind of time. Also, I saw when I was editing, based on the way that our main character here said something at the end, it seems like he plans to kind of just stay evil while he's here and kind of just kill as many people as he can and take over and do whatever he has to, which is really fun because that feels like a complete different twist than how most people are. And he's not like taking this chance that he has in this new world to like be different or improve himself or something. He's just trying to full domination, you know, so really cool. So I don't know. I'm just excited to see how that goes. If you like it all, though, hit the like and subscribe. They do mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave any comments about this series or the episode in general. Recommend anything else you might want to see me watch at some other point. And let's go on episode 2. So it's just under the impression that you can't. I wonder if that's one of those things that's so like ingrained in you from so long that you just assume you have to suffer through those hell, kinda. You can't change. But he wants to be, and you have a chance to do that now. So interesting to see the route that I guess he's gonna take. What is your definition of peace, though? Even then, wow. It never came. Ah. So that's what you were hoping for. Right. You already had a bad start. Yeah. And the drunk cam's still watching you. Like, what the fuck's happening? So I do wonder now, after watching the OP, if that girl was gonna get revived by him somehow. Like, somehow he's gonna be able to come up with some sort of power to do it. Because she was in there. I'm assuming they don't put you in just to be dead in an episode. Oh, what the fuck? You could see that? Yeah, that shit turned to be twisted. Oh. What the oh, okay, I guess that's why she okay. You still like it? Yeah. Does death make you happy still? Yeah. No. Yeah. Is it fun just to kill people? Yeah. Yeah. And look at that, it was. Such a simple thing can turn your life rapidly. Oh, I guess I can kill good people then. You're not a good person. Yeah. Sheesh. Absolutely psycho.
それは殺し屋じゃない。ただの子供よ。
いいな。
That's even
人生の
better.
目標は終わっちゃったし、確かめておきたいな。
Just what it's like to kill a good
私がどこまで
person.
本当じゃ
Yeah.
ないのかって。
That's fucked up. Just slit his throat with a crowbar, okay. And that makes you happy? You're not even gonna clean it, you're just gonna walk oh, okay, you're on like a roof. You're just walking around the city with the... I have a feeling you're gonna meet somebody who's gonna be happy with you around, but...
あと試してないのは自分で自分を殺すだけだね。
Let's see if this is fun. Is this when she lands on Buddy? Oh, thought he was gonna be like under her. I like the static filter that they use to like symbolize flashback and stuff. Sometimes shows really struggle to distinguish like is this a flashback or not, and they don't do anything to like clearly show it.
だろこれ。
So was you able to heal her? Because there's no way she just woke up.
ああ、そっか。今のって走馬灯ってやつ？
And all the memories you had involve killing and death. Crazy.
なんで？私お腹痛いだよね。私死んだよね。
You were
なん
about
で生き
to.
返ってるの？
I saved you.
生き返ってはいないっていう。脈も完全に止まってるわね。
Huh.
大丈夫。あなたは完全に死んでるわ。この言語
So what does she know?
そう。
Ah.
ゾンビ。
Huh. Well, I guess she can just keep dying, right? Was that... Do they have regenerative abilities?
さっき操作不能になったドローンス。
Oh, okay. I thought they were watching on it.
飛ぶものだったかしら。
Huh. So can they see this stuff, or is this only to his eyes? Because on the camera they were able to see the skeleton thing.
ってわけじゃなかったみたいね。
あんな映像作れるならそっちで飯食って。
目を覚ましたところで術者が蘇生魔術をかければ生き返ると。
Oh, what? You got a lot to learn, buddy. That's alright.
エルトン聞いたこともないわ。
What is that?
どうやって発音したの今の。
It's in the brain.
幻覚。ごまかされてもらえませんか。
このバカ者め。
Oh.
子供たちが心配だけど、こればっかりは消防に任せるしかないわね。
The evil eye.
子供たちが心配っていうのは、釈沢ビルには無認可の保育所があってね。水商売の母親とかヤクザ絡みで親が死んだ子供を預かる施設よ。今すぐそこに案内してほしい。
Must save the children.
ビルの場所も知らないってことは人事でしょ。なぜあなたが気にするの？
Because
焼かれたことは何度かある。
he doesn't want others to go through that.
あれはとても苦しい。子供が受けるべき痛みじゃない。
So, okay, so my initial impressions of him were off, I think. But I still don't think he's afraid to kill. Just gonna jump off the building here. Okay. I thought he was about to just face plant on the ground. That's really cool, though, the arms that he could pull out of that.
先から逃げてた時よりすごいじゃねえか。
Right into the fire.
なんか飛び込まなかった？
Yes.
その子供たちの親ですか？
Ah.
手を貸してもらえませんか？
You lend me a hand in saving them.
上の方で何か。
The skeletons are just walking around holding children and shit.
お父さ
Aw.
んない。苦しくない。
Because you're saved and no longer in the fire.
お父さんの
Even though it's just bone. The miracle children saved.
煙の中何かすごいのいなかった。
Oh my. Well done, brother. Well done.
結果的にみんな助かったけどよ。野獣馬の
The
前で
huge
あんなことやるか
skeletons.
リカンはどうなってんだ。
That's what we're trying to figure
先
out.
の命をおもちゃのように扱ったと思ったら。
Right. And then the next he wants her to save kids. It's like, what does he want? thought that was about to be the AED. I was gonna be like, the fuck is this song?
この国ではどうすれば平穏が得られる？
あなたの言う平穏って一体何を指
The
して
question I asked earlier. What is your own definition of that, brother?
私がおすすめする平穏に必要なもの
Everyone's got a different
それ
meaning.
はお金よ
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
それはどの国でも
この町で何をしたいの
What's my goal?
僕は右も左もわからない。
My goal is peace, but how do I obtain that, and what
使用
is
術を
that?
使えるのが僕だけなら、僕はそれでお金を稼ぎたい。誰よりも誰よりも平穏を邪魔されない力と居場所が僕は欲しい。
あなたが町に馴染むように人材も貸してあげる
Mm-hmm.
美咲ちゃんと匠くんをね
You got a squad. You will be working with zombie and drone. Good luck. This is a good episode, I guess, to kind of recontextualize things and just kind of throw some new stuff out there. On top of also just kind of, you know, just filling in the gaps. Everything that you kind of need to know about the characters you're going to be working with and the world that you're going to be in. And it kind of sets things up. I think this is ideally what you would have set up entirely in the first episode, but due to time constraints and stuff like that, you have to make it through too. But this is like the story that we're going to be going for now, right? We're following somebody who was used in his past, who was used for his magic abilities, who became a figure of status that so many people looked up to for certain things, to ultimately to the point he was so powerful he couldn't just die a normal death and needed somebody to come kill him. And he sat there for centuries just waiting for some sort of hero, like we see last in the first episode, come and finally kill him, which is what he wants. He wants to enact this reincarnation spell that he has. He wants to get out of here and he wants to find peace because it was not in the place that he was in the past. And that's where you can kind of see a bit more into him, where he initially gave off the impression to me of somebody who's just kind of a killer and he's out there for blood the whole time. It's not really the case. He realistically just wants a world where he can live in peace. Now, what peace exactly means is, you know, depends on the person completely. And he still really hasn't given us his definition and how he feels and exactly what he wants. But if we go by more of a traditional understanding and method of what exactly he wants, I think he just wants to be somebody who's useful to others, and then somebody who doesn't have to have people, you know, like children lose their lives and be kind of used and taken advantage of and stuff, and just can kind of go about doing their daily things and enjoy what they got going on in life. And we see a bit more of his character get built up later on when we find out that there's children in this orphanage in this burning building and he has to go save them, or he willingly chooses to go save them despite having zero connection and understanding of this world and the people that they are. It's just he doesn't want to see people like that have to suffer or have to be burned, and he knows the feeling of all that, and he doesn't want others to have to go through it, which is a very beautiful thing, which just gives a lot more to him as a character. Polka now, I guess that is, and gives a lot more to him about what exactly his true goals are and where he kind of plans to lead the story, which is complete opposite of what I initially was expecting going into this episode. I was left off last week kind of under the assumption that he wasn't going to use this to kind of make himself reborn in a way. He was going to use this kind of to take advantage of a new area where nobody clearly will be able to pose a threat to him. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like he's going to kind of have to get rid of the people around him and do what he can, but he's going to stand still and hold strong about, you know, his values and wanting peace and stuff, and possibly have to get rid of the people along the way that come in between that, but try and give it to everybody else, all the innocent people who have no, you know, business being a part of this, and allow everybody to kind of make their own decisions and do their own things. Ideally a good thing, but it has some bad, you know, things mixed in with that, because if he is going to be using these powers to get rid of other people in some sort of way, that would suck. But I think his plan mainly is to use his magic, his necromancer abilities, and just everything else that he can to kind of give others closure and give them some more peace of mind, and then just kind of release all the spirits and souls of like these skeletons and the dead and stuff like that, and kind of let them vanish off into whatever they have to, you know, and kind of put them at peace. I think that's more of the idea behind where we're going here, which is a cool concept overall, and it works well. While this episode wasn't as flashy and dramatic and cinematic, I guess, as the first half of the last episode ended up being, and it wasn't really surprising in most sort of ways. It was good, you know, way to kind of bridge the gap about where you're going to be continuing the story with. Getting Misaki's backstory as well is something that naturally can happen to somebody. She was around murder from a young age, having to witness the death of her father and I'm assuming mom and everybody else involved at that time, and was out for revenge essentially and was able to get it. But it turned more into a psychotic type of thing. And she kind of got fascinated by death itself and the feeling that she would have when it came to killing different sort of people, whether they're people that she's getting revenge on, people who have been out to kill her, people who have no interest in that business, have never been a part of that or done anything bad, like how exactly she feels when she kind of experimented in a way to do it, just to figure out where she is. And she kind of felt like she enjoyed it every single time that she did it, no matter who it was. And we see when she did it to Polka the first time, she didn't feel anything, despite the kid having nothing wrong with him and not doing anything to harm her or really any others. And it's kind of a twisted thing to see somebody like that. And she, I mean, recognized that that's also the case with her, but it's one of those things that happens. And sometimes people put themselves in those situations, which really, really sucks, but it's not something that's too far-fetched and can't actually happen with plenty of people. Maybe killing and murder and stuff is the extreme, but there's easily other things like that that happens, and you experiment more and more until, you know, you start doing things like she's doing and she doesn't feel anything, or she feels joy, but she doesn't feel, I guess, sad for the things that she's doing, which kind of puts her in a position of like, oh, it doesn't affect me enough to the point that it doesn't matter if I'm doing this or if I'm taking the lives of others. We're able to revive her. Now she's like a zombie-like thing. We got our whole group together. We're going to be working with the guy who controls the drones and does all of that, as well as our zombie girl and now our necromancer. So we got a strange lineup of outcast and stuff. So that'll be fun. The downside, I guess, overall this episode, the comedy bits that they were trying to throw in, the sudden like cutaways and like change of paces and like art styles that they were changing to, they're not very good at all. They're pretty uninteresting to me. They're not funny. They're not like it feels so sudden. It doesn't feel like it flows well. It feels out of place. This is something I've talked about plenty of other times with other series. There's some series where I haven't necessarily gone back and read most of them, but there's some series where I've watched the anime for and I've thought that they were completely uninteresting and unfunny. But then you go back and you read maybe the manga or something and try and give it a different way of consuming it, and it comes off a lot better and comes off a lot more funny. And I believe this is a manga, so it might come off better in those situations and flow a bit better. Doesn't work in this situation to me, though, at all, unfortunately. Which, I don't know who you can put the blame on for that. Not that I'm trying to, but it's one of those, you can usually make it work, especially if it does work in the manga. Maybe it doesn't, but if it does, usually you can. So maybe it just comes down to the staff involved or the director himself. I don't know. It could be better, though. So I don't know. Hopefully those don't continuously pop up and cut away from, you know, the feeling of the episode and the immersion that you have, because it's not like a fun break that you get. But I don't know. That's just kind of my big issue with it. But we'll give it another go. I'll probably be here again, episode 3 next week, because I still gotta fill the slot somehow. But I'm assuming if I'm still kind of left with a sour taste in that situation, and maybe where we're going to start venturing the story into next week doesn't appeal to me, I'll kind of just give up on the videos for it. But if not, we'll keep it going, because I'm enjoying it so far right now. But like I said before, I don't know how much there's going to be for me to speak on it, and if I'm not enjoying it enough while not having anything to speak on, it doesn't make much sense to do a video. Example I can give you is the Spy Family videos I was doing. There's not much for me to talk about with that series. It's just fun, slice of life, laughing, enjoyable. But it's enjoyable, you know. So I have no problem making shorter videos on that, just because it is something enjoyable, and then I can get some quick thoughts out afterwards and get it out. It's honestly easier on me to do those too, but I prefer having things that I have longer discussions and kind of can talk about a bit more and break down and understand. So if I feel like there's still not anything there, and there's also no real value, in my opinion, of liking the story enough, I'll probably have to give up on it. But enjoying it so far. Just want to put that out there, so if you don't see any more of these sometime in the future, you know why. Yeah. If you liked it all, though, hit the like and subscribe. Do mean a lot to me. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, my anime list. Both links are in the description. Check out the other videos on the channel. Recommend anything else for me to watch at some other point. Leave any comments about this episode or this series in general. And I'll be back for episode 3 next week, probably. You have a good one. See ya.